Hey guys, and welcome to class. My name is Mr. G, and today we are going to continue with the unit number 3 of the Book of Passages, and we're going to be working with the first grammar of unit 3. This grammar is on defining and non-defining relative clauses. I hope you enjoy this lesson and that you can stick with us till the end. So, here we have defining and non-defining relative clauses. One second. Look at these images above and try to describe them. How would you describe this beautiful, this magnificent deliciousness that you can see in front of you? One of them is Dominican, one of them is Venezuelan. What do you think about these pictures? What do you think about these pictures? They are both icons in the countries of their origin, one in the Dominican Republic and the other one in the United States. Of course, we know Pico Duarte is part of our culture and part of our heritage, and Mount Rushmore, which is the name of the second mountain in the picture, is also part of United States culture and heritage. And finally, I want you to look at these pictures above and try to think of them and describe them. One of them is in part of the colonial city in Santo Domingo, and the other is the Colosseum in Italy, in Rome. So I want you to think about these pictures and try to describe them. Take a minute to pause the video and look at these pictures. Now, we have used adjectives to describe since the intro book in many ways. So you could say dirty and clean, old and young. You can use comparative adjectives, superlative adjectives, possessive adjectives. There are many ways to describe. You also should know already what the modifiers are and how they affect adjectives and how adverbs affect adjectives. Now, you can use defining and non-defining clauses in order to describe a noun as well. Yes or no. Okay? So, for example, a defining relative clause functions like an adjective. They must immediately follow the noun, and they give essential information in the sentence they are used. So, for example, students don't like teachers that put a lot of crazy homework. Students don't like teachers that put a lot of crazy homework. So students don't like teachers. Now, there is specific information that is important to finish the sentence. If you don't have this information, the sentence is unclear. It's not a complete sentence. So in this case, that put a lot of crazy homework is the defining relative clause, and it functions as an adjective because it's talking about the teachers that the students don't like. So this information is essential. Now, in the other case, we have non-defining relative clauses. So non-defining clauses give you information that is not absolutely necessary, and this information is placed between two commas. Mr. G, comma, that crazy teacher that puts a lot of homework is going to be our teacher this semester. Okay, so that crazy teacher that puts a lot of homework. So you could say, eliminating the information between the commas, Mr. G is going to be our teacher this semester. But you can add that extra information that is not necessary to complete the sentence in order to give more extra information. And you put this information between commas. So I repeat, Mr. G, comma, that crazy teacher that puts a lot of homework, comma, is going to be our teacher this semester. Now, here we go again, and we look at the pictures with another example. Dominican mango is the food that most Dominicans love. Why is this a defining clause? Why is this a defining clause? It's because there are no commas, first and foremost, and because it is an essential part of the sentence. If you say Dominican mango is the food and you put a period, it's not a sentence that makes a lot of sense. However, you say Dominican mango is the food that most Dominicans love, and then you have a complete sentence. So in the case of Venezuelan arepas is the best dish in this restaurant, you don't need the information, the food that most Venezuelans like. Okay? So this is the point between defining and non-defining relative clauses. That one is necessary and the other one is not necessary. And for the most part, you are going to use the keyword that. That is a keyword when you are using defining relative clauses and non-defining relative clauses. So here are some important details to remember. Defining clauses and non-defining clauses cannot function on their own as a sentence. Defining clauses don't use commas, and non-defining clauses and defining clauses both use the logical connectors such as which, when, and that. So remember, it is not necessarily the case that you have to use that. You could use which, you could use where, you could use who, but they are logical connectors that you're going to use when you are talking about defining and non-defining relative clauses. Thank you for watching this presentation, and I will leave you with a word of wisdom. In time, you never know where the influence of a teacher starts and stops. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay home. Thank you for watching this presentation, and I hope you guys have a nice day.